What's up everybody, Kata here with another Dragon Ball Legends video. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. We're going to take a look at the Hyperdimensional Co-op hardest version versus the Blue Gogeta. Now the boost characters are going to be Sagas from the movies, Vegeta family, Powerful Opponent, and Regen. What I usually do is I will just select auto select, and it tends to select the best character with the most benefits for that specific fight. This is the easiest way to pick your character. Depending on what your box is, you might have a different character selected, but it will more often than not, get you through the fight. I do want to mention about how I do believe this boss, this Blue Gogeta, was definitely easier than the last season LF Broly, specifically because of his blast armor effect. I think that's really powerful when it comes to a co-op boss. I really don't want to see that anymore. It's pretty tough. A lot of people end up just memeing and bringing in characters that they pulled and then just disbanding. Like, I see a lot of people jumping in with UI and they won't even play, or they'll just disband. Luckily with these matches that we have today, we have a good showing of the transforming base form to Super Saiyan Vegeta here, and then the next fight we are going to take a look at the Super Saiyan to Super Saiyan God Vegeta, and lastly we will fight with the LF Broly. I do think using a unit with card draw speed is definitely a huge plus. No matter what the character is, if they have card draw speed and they do have the element factor advantage for co-op, I would definitely recommend, like, I've used Basil when he has had no boost tags and he just had element factor blue against a red, and he was able to put out the numbers because he's consistently getting those cards. That's why it's important to make sure that you get to 50% before the shield is broken, especially with a character that already has a card draw speed 1, because then you're just getting too many cards at that point. So it's very easy to farm that Rising Rush when you do have that unit with the card draw speed, and you know, everything kind of falls in line. You get the 50% for that extra card draw speed during the co-op match. Now, this time we are going to hop in. Like I said, I just replaced the actual character with the one that I wanted, auto-selected equipment and bench, and this is what I ended up with. So, these fights aren't that hard. Like I said, Gogeta Blue wasn't that difficult as compared to the Broly last season. The challenges aren't that hard this season either, especially when you have a pretty wide variety of units that you can use with these boost tags. So regeneration, you could use Boo Tanks if you get him. As long as somebody else has one of the Vegeta family units, you're probably good to go. This guy here, this Super Saiyan to Super Saiyan God Vegeta, I tend to wait and try to transform with him because he does have quite low stats before transformation. I also do like to draw a lot of cards before I do my Rising Rush, because the way this guy works is he gains damage buffs based on the cards that he... So we're going to get this Rising Rush here. Not a perfect, but it's alright. We ended up picking the same character. That looks pretty nice. And we do wipe him out for a 23.9 million Rising Rush. And now we're going to hop in this next match with the LF Broly. Now, this equipment here that is dropping with the Blue Gogeta Co-op is a fantastic equipment. I will be showing it at the end. It's definitely an equipment that you could run on any single one of these characters that I do use, because it does buff special move damage as well as ultimate damage in that last slot. This is the Awakened Silver equip for a Broly. This is farmable from the current Broly event, not the Rising Battle, but the story event. It's the first stage in the hard difficulty, and I don't know why it has a terrible drop rate, because I tend to get the other equipment that drops with it way more than I do that He's a Saiyan Silver equip that you need for the Awakening. Now, with this fight, I do want to mention this is one of the worst fights that we are going to see in co-op. I think this is the bummer with co-op, because as you see, we are lagging pretty hard here, and it's not the guy's fault. I can definitely tell that it seems to be just connectivity issues, probably the location of, you know, how far we are from each other, but we'll get to see how much damage we end up doing. We are both using LF Broly, and he is getting quite a few of the boosts. I believe he is getting the movies buff as well as the powerful opponent buff. And again, we are still seeing really nice damage here. What's nice about the Broly too is the reason why he's not a bad option at all for this fight is because he does have that card draw speed, and when you use that green card, it gives it to you, because in order to get it regularly, I believe you do have to have your enemy switch out, but here you just use your green card and you're good to go. Got the perfect there. We will see a lot of damage here. If you did enjoy these co-op fights, or if you did find them useful, go ahead and please leave a like. And stay tuned for this last fight here. We are going to show off the equipments that I want to use with these characters. The ones that I would probably recommend over the auto select ones. This last fight that we are going to show is a PvP match that I ended up doing with my traditional Gogeta team. I've been really enjoying the Vados supporting UI and Gogeta Blue, so that's the fight that we're gonna see, and you're gonna see how quick they can just wipe out the enemy team with the boost coming in. So I hope you enjoyed. Go ahead and stick around for these last few equipments getting shown off and the last PvP match, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Consider this a special training session. How about this?
I'll say this now! Leave it. How's that? Impossible! I lost? Let's savor your demise. Here I come! Looks like I win.